Okay, we're pleased to announce that we have dramatically upgraded the code for the Erica Synths MIDI CV converter. Of course, this is an older DIY project, and so you might have one laying around. And that's great because you can get our code and download it for free. Of course, it's going to be open source, and it's going to be at SoundCity Modular on our GitHub and elsewhere. You can check it out. We'll talk more about that. But I want to do a rundown of all the different features. And in a nutshell, what's really cool about it is that we've allowed it to take a clock input, not just that internal MIDI clock output, but we've taken the MIDI out jack. Let's go look over here real quick. And we are allowing it to take an external clock. It could be from various different things, but of course, in this case, it's Eurorack. And that allows us to have a pretty robust arpeggiator and dual arpeggiator. So I'll kind of go through it and show you kind of how the deal works. And so let's turn the module off real quick, and I will show you one really cool feature. One really neat thing that we can do just starting off with is, well, if we're going to have dual arpeggiation, how are we going to split up the keyboard? Or if we want to have one hand doing an arpeggio and the other hand playing a more normal MIDI or bass line or melody line, either upper or lower, how are we going to split up the keyboard? That's really one of the main issues. So we've got a feature that when you turn it on for a 2-second time window, whatever key you hit, all of the notes, including that note and above that note, are going to be the higher notes, which are going to be relative to CV gate 1 or 2. And all of the notes below that are going to be the lower note, of course, which also corresponds with CV gate 1 or 2. And so you can just choose on the fly where you want. If you got a really large keyboard, you can just hit that button to start up. And we'll show you right here when we start it up. You'll see these two lights. Yellow lights are going to turn on for a second. And then boom, we just hit that button and then it locks in. We hit, the key, and then that's going to lock in the MIDI note that allows you to choose how you want the keyboard split up. So that's number one, pretty simple and fun. Let's go through the different features here. If you hold down the program button, if you get back here to, let's take out the clock here. Let's take out the clock input coming in from our great MDiv clock multiplier and clock producer. You will not see any lights blinking. And of course, it's going to function with no light on down here. It's going to be in the live mode, we call it, which is pretty much an emulation of the standard Erica Synths MIDI to CV converter behavior, which is one voice. We got two different oscillators going right now. Let's kind of tune those a bit to each other. That'll allow you to have two CV and two gates that are both operating on the same gate output, as well as in the same CV, of course, voltage that's kicking out of there. So you can play two things. You could detune one of your oscillators, of course, and play like fifths or something. Fifths, sevenths, octaves, whatever the case is, of course. However, if you click it down to CV, two voice mode, the lower register, of course, you've got to hold more than one thing. Let's tune this back up again. You know, you can play one note lower. And that's normal Erica Synths MIDI to CV behavior, both in the one voice and the two voice modes. But wait, it just gets a little cooler. If you want to move to the next modes, which is going to be the mono arp with regular MIDI control for either the upper or the lower half of that split you selected, the next thing what we can do here is we can hold down the program button, not for very much, and you're going to see that light right there appears to be solid blinking. That should put you in the mono ARP mode. Let's also take our clock output, because the ARPs, of course, are not going to work without a clock. So let's plug that into the clock output, and you'll see this LED right here, of course, is blinking. Let me also say a quick side note. The glide still works on both MIDI's channels CV gate outputs 1 and 2. So if you want to have the glide feature, you got that still baked in. So right now in one voice mode, because I've already split my keyboard, everything from this C right here all the way up is going to be played out of CV gate 2 in an arpeggio based upon the speed of our clock. And everything below that C is just going to be a regular MIDI to CV gate and CV output. So watch. Whatever, I'm not playing a great hit or anything, but you will see that you can use this as sort of a bass line in this hand, and then you can also play an arpeggio over here. Now, if we flip it down to 2-voice mode, what's cool about that is now the lower half becomes your arpeggio. And then you can just... Well, we can't go below that actually. But anyway, you get it. So you can kind of have a lower arpeggio with a higher melody or whatever you want to call it, or flip it around vice versa. Now, what's also cool is we have a number of arpeggio modes. And if you come over here, you can kind of see how we move through those. A short click of the program button will get us to the next mode. So, oh wait, that one is actually, that's funny, that one's actually the random mode. And the blinks correspond with the mode you're in. So one blink is going to be up. Short press, 2 blinks is going to be down. Cool, okay. 3 blinks as we quickly press the program button is going to get us into ping pong. Okay, another short click, which is 4 blinks, is going to get us into random mode. We're going to choose those notes randomly. And the 5th hit here, which is going to be 5 blanks, gets us into order played. So when I start with this note, go to that note. So of course it's going to loop around the notes that you selected in order. And if you want to get back to that, of course, you can just kind of follow through the LED blinks, and that will get us back to I did a long blank actually. Let's go through back that. No arpeggio. Let's go back to that mode, and then a short blank should get us back to one. What's really cool is when you turn off your modular, it retains exactly the last spot you were on. Of course, not relative to 1 voice or 2 voice because that's a switch, but wherever you were, if you were on random arpeggiation and arpeggiation mode, it's going to go right back to that, which is great. You don't got to reset it, and it also remembers where you split the keyboard last. So that's sort of fun. So if you want to turn it off, turn it on, you get back into performance really fast. Now, of course, make sure you have your MIDI controller on first so it can start detecting the things you want it to do prior to turning on your modular system. But pretty neat feature. So if we do another long press on program here, that gets us to blinking mode. And blinking mode is dual arpeggiation. When you're in 1 voice mode for dual arpeggiation, or arpeggios, or whatever the case is, it uses the split to split your keyboard into 2 spots. So, really cool. It's going to choose, of course, the notes you're holding, and so you can have a shorter. It's all going to be in time, of course, but it's going to be less notes in the upper, more notes in the lower, whatever you want. If we click down to 2-voice mode in the dual arpeggio mode, what it does there is it automatically splits up, and in the manual it tells you how you split it up. So if you're holding 4 notes, or let's just say 2 notes, it's going to arpeggiate those last two on CV gate output 1, and then depending on what you have held down, and of course that's going to be the manual will tell you how to do that if you want to do it. That doesn't require any splitting the keyboard. It does sort of an algorithm that splits them up. So either which way, of course you can get back to regular mode, just like the regular Erica Synths MIDI CV DIY module. What's really cool about this too is that now we've added a wave file loader. We've got a new bootloader system on here that allows for when we make new revisions. I want to add a sequencer and do some other stuff to this. And that'll allow us to update the module via wave file. So it'll be really easy to update in the future if we get some new cool features going on. It'll be really simple. For now, you can get a reprogrammed Atmega 328P dip IC if you've got one of these. If you know how to program your own dip IC, you can go right to our sound study page, or we'll have some links, pretty easy to find. You can download the hex code. You can also download a script that lets you program it if you've got if you want to use AVR Dude or something like that, and you know how to do that. Of course, you can buy an IC from us. And our new versions that are going to be surface mount mostly, it's still going to be a kit, but it's surface mount mostly. They're going to come preloaded with this code. So when you want to do an upgrade, just get that WAV file, play it through your computer or through your phone speaker, and you're ready to go. So anyway, really fun. This should be a pretty easy to understand, but complex module that allows for a lot more cool performance options.